Hey guys, walking through the woods right now and up here in Colorado near Fort Collins. It's absolutely beautiful. It's starting to get dark. I'm kind of walking back to my campsite right now. Kind of roughing it actually. I just have a hammock, no tent. I have a rain fly if it rains, which it might. It's a little cloudy. But this video is for my friend Mark. He just asked me kind of a good question, how to condense everything I've learned about meditation into 2 effective bullet points. So I'm going to attempt to do that now. I've been reading and studying this stuff for a while, so it's going to, condensing it into 2 bullet points is pretty tricky. But for a beginner, I think there's a couple things that are going to be important. The first thing to know is basically the path that I'm studying has different stages of meditation. But the first stage is basically getting your mind super concentrated. And basically what that means is there's kind of 2 aspects to concentration. And you can kind of tell if you're completely concentrated because you are able to stay concentrated over time. So they call that continuous staying. Your mind is able to stay across several moments of time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes would be good. And eventually if you practice concentration practice, staying practice, you can stay concentrated for, the goal is to do it as long as you want. But if you can do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's a good start. So you want continuous staying over time, and you want what they call complete staying, which is your mind isn't getting distracted by these little thoughts that you're having in your daily life. Ooh. Oh. So you want continuous staying over time, and you want complete staying, which is like laser focus, like completely focused on the meditation object, which is usually just like your breathing. Maybe focus your attention towards the tip of your nostrils, just feel the cool air coming in. And anytime your mind starts to wander, you go, oh, maybe I should go, check on my laundry, or I've got some homework, or, I need to put gas in the car for tomorrow. Anything like that, you're trying to push it out, which is pretty difficult. Some of these thoughts can be pretty sticky, like you actually need to go do that thing, and you need to stop meditating right now and you actually might need to go check on the laundry. But the point of meditation is to push those thoughts away. And it takes quite a bit of effort at first. So you just have to keep tying the rope of mindfulness back to the intended meditation object. Like I said, usually your breath, maybe your nostrils or somewhere in your lower belly. So you just want to keep it very focused as you can. There's going to be like a cumulative learning effect, so you might have to do this for a few weeks, but eventually you're going to get pretty good at it. And it might only take you 10 seconds once you start sitting down. Once you get your mind concentrated, it just zip, and it's just completely quiet. I think you can tell if you're in this state. You've experienced this state, they call it the natural state. So if your mind is completely concentrated, all these sticky thoughts they're not there anymore. And your mind is very calm, like a calm lake. After the wind has stopped blowing, it just, smooth as glass. That's kind of the subjective effect that you're going for. And it's pretty hard, but it can be done. If you have to use your willpower at first. A lot, but like I said, there's a cumulative learning effect, and the circuits in your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex that are responsible for directing your attention and focus get stronger the more you do this. So if you do it for a few minutes every day, eventually you're going to be pretty strong at it, and that would lead to the next level of meditation, which they call insight. So once your mind is like really, really calm, really, really still, some deeper thoughts kind of start coming up. And we call these insight. So it's not, these thoughts aren't as, they don't call them sticky thoughts. Sticky thoughts are like, you know, oh, my back is uncomfortable. Ooh, I need to go check on the laundry. I wonder what the kids are doing. Stuff like that. Distracting thoughts. But insight is different, because insight, a thought will just come into your mind and it will be perfectly clear that that is what you need to do. And there's no, it doesn't feel distracting. So I was just on a retreat, and I think I had a few glimpses of insight. I'm still working on the concentration practice, but you know, the insight comes every now and then. And these thoughts are kind of just like so profound that you can't ignore them. You don't want to ignore them. It's just like painfully obvious truths about your own life, and you're just like, holy shit. Like, yes, I need to fix that. I need to do that. You know, as soon as we're done meditating, we'll get to that. But these are like really deep things that just come up out of nowhere. Or maybe you're kind of been brewing on them in the back of your mind. But, you know, once you calm down the sticky thoughts, these things just start to come up. And that's really the goal of meditation, is like, you're trying to get to that insight. You're trying to get to that place in your mind that it just knows. It knows what to do. Yeah, so it can be pretty potent, pretty powerful. And it's really helpful when those things come up to have that calm staying practice, because a lot of times these insights are pretty emotional. And so if you want to work through them, you need that calm staying, right? You need to be able to just sit there with that extremely emotional content and just kind of just watch it and kind of just say, yeah, like, that's true. I'm not going to let it get to me too bad, and we're going to work on this, but I'm just going to stay with it for now. And if you just sit there, if you just sit with it, calm staying practice, the insight kind of elaborates itself. It kind of bootstraps itself. You know, once you notice it, once you notice the problem, your mind kind of like starts to work on, well, what's some possible solutions? What could we do about this? So it's pretty potent stuff. It's pretty good stuff. Hopefully this was helpful, not too confusing. Some of the teachers that I've listened to are very analytical, very linear thinkers. Some of them are very like divergent in the clouds. So if what I'm saying here doesn't make sense, maybe, you know, try and get some information from someone else. But hopefully this was helpful.